with the rose. It's a simple, very simple rose. It's not sophisticated, simple shape, quite geometric, but looks nice, and you can actually make it together as a thread, or you just, you know, you can make it as a decoration, or you can make it more than one and create an hanging decoration, or it just, you know, like as it is. So it's made of the big rose, and then with the smaller paper, is a quarter of this paper, you can do the leaf. Now, as you can see, basically the best way to do the rose would be to have a double side paper with two different colors, because you see the inside. So it's not really great to have white, but you can have white, it's fine. Because I don't have a double side, I'm going to fold these two together, so I have a two color, and I keep it holding them together. So first thing we do, I mean, I decided then I keep the pink inside, so I'm gonna fold it like this, fold in half, then I reopen it and fold from the other side still in half. Might not be exactly precise because I have two pieces of paper together, but you won't have the problem, because I think whatever color you have, you're gonna do just one. I just want it to look a bit different, a bit nicer. So once you do this, you go across, two lines there, and then you actually have to join in each corner toward the center like this. So you only see a bit of white here because I have the double two paper. So you join all four, and it's gonna become more like a rhomboid shape now. Now you press each side to make sure that the folds are clear, the creases are, yeah. So that we got to this point. Now we carry on doing the same thing on top. So we join in each side into the center, and we go back to a square. The paper, my paper is going to get quite thick. Yours, if you use one only, and it's going to be just simple to, you know, it shouldn't be difficult to fold if you use a simple origami paper or just some very thin paper. Now, last time we do the same thing. You can turn it this way, make more sense to put as a rhomboid to understand, and then I'm folding again on top. That's the last time I'm folding on top. I do the same thing. I can see it's a bit thick, mine. And again, I have to press even more because it's quite thick. So we did kind of the same crease all over and again 3 times. And once we got to this point, and you see it look like a square, what you're going to do, you're going to fold each of them, not all of it, you just fold a little bit more than half, I think, and you just create this, if you can see it. And then you do the same all 4, like. Okay, now you got the first kind of external petals. Now you go all the other layers you made. So you actually, what you're gonna do, you're gonna open the other ones inside. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You got this, and then the third layer would be, sorry, you just double that. 1, 2, 3, and 4, which it means it go like a simple, like a different layers, but you go inside this pink, and that is kind of nearly done. Simplify rose, as I say, flower. And the last bit, to make it a little bit less rigid, what we're gonna do, we hold this each corner here, and then we fold it on the back to be a bit rounder than squarey. With my paper, it's not going to be very easy because, you know, it is so thick. Might get really difficult to squeeze it down. But basically, you have to find, it's still squarey, but, and it's nice, and the petal actually stay a bit up, but they're not really flat down completely to have this sense of movement. Yeah, and that's the way it looks. You can actually think about this as a candle holder. So that's what I was thinking about Christmas, and I put some candle in there. Now to do the leaf, I don't want to do a big one. So if I use the same size of paper, which is usually 15 centimeter, it's gonna be quite big kind of a leaf around it. I want just tiny bit. You can keep it come out of the flower. So I use this quarter of paper, and what I do, I fold enough by the diagonal, I reopen it, and I join in as a kite in the middle. Then I do the same on this side, closing the shape as a rhomboid, kind of rhomboid. So that what you see. Now to this point, we need to fold not enough by the line in the middle, but actually we change the angle. What I do, I just fold it down like this. I can show you the line. If I reopen, you can see where the line, the crease here. It's kind of actually in the middle, as if you look as a parallelogram, you look like it's really in the middle of this. So just go down and all on the same line. They're flat down, all on one line, yeah? And that's it. You just fold down to have two kind of leaves, and basically you attach it on the rose. And there it is. So just see if I can show you a bit better. So it's a simple one. I made another one it's got white inside instead, but you know, they're quite nice to and simple to make, but it's good to use a quite thin paper, and it might be an idea for a candle holder if you like the idea. Okay, so this is the first one. Now I want to show you how to make a very lovely star box. Now the star box, for that one I chose to have is one side is white. Again, it would be nicer to have a double side with two different color, but at least this one has some patterns, so it could be another way. So I decided to use this. You got one is white but the other side is pattern, so at least you got some pattern on the box. I can decide to fold enough, have this on the outside and the white inside, or maybe I can have like a white box with the inside with decorated with patterns, and actually you can see also on the top part of the stars on top at the end. Now with this one, we need to start with the preliminary base, which I'll remind you to do it. So this base I decide to have this outside for now. I want to do it this way. It's easier for you to see the creases than on the pattern. Is more complicated to follow. So what I do, again, I fold in half as a diagonal, reopen, and just make sure it's, then I do the other side, reopen, and make by the square, reopen, and do the other side. So I show you from the white side. As you can see, you need to have all this line, these creases, so like diagonals and across. Okay, now I have to make the base. You fold it as a triangle, and then you hold one side and you push in. If the creases are done very well, quite strong, you'd go by itself. You see what happened? You just go in, then you fold down and then it stays in. And then you do the same thing on the other side. See? And that's the preliminary base. As you can see, you got 2 flaps inside, so that's the way it works. And then we can work from this one. I'm going to create like a kite again, and look at this way, so you can see join in the middle. And I have to do it on the other side as well. I know it's white on white, hopefully you can still see clearly. So it's both sides the same. And now I press a bit more. What I'm going to do, looking at this way, so I have to, now you can see these flaps that can be open and you got the color, the pattern inside, right? So what I'm going to do, I open with my finger and I actually press down here to create another type of kite in there. So like this. So just if I press and follow this line in the middle, it's going to be even. So hope it's clear. There, and then we do the same in all other. I'll just try to show you like this. See, go by itself, and just make sure that this line it's even with the one in the center, in the middle, inside. I mean, where the pattern is. So you go these two, and then you do exactly the same thing on the other side. I might show you this way, might be easier. So as you can see, now I can start see the pattern. I got this white side here and the rest, you can see the pattern already. Now, at this point, we need to fold behind or the inside this one. So you can see they are like 2 parts, right? So this one, half of this, has to be folded on the inside. So what you could do, well, you look like this. So I just fold it, pull this up. And what I do, I just fold half behind it, so it stays in there. Sorry, I don't know, it might be confusing. I just, right, it's like this. You fold it up and fold this behind it, and then you put it back. Up, behind, and down again. As you can see, they're not there anymore. These two are inside there. Then you turn around and do exactly the same thing. Up, then this is on the back, and then you press down again, and the same here. Up, on, sometimes breaks a bit. So actually we got now, the shape changes slightly. See, we fold all this half for inside. Now the point has to be fold down up to where you can go, don't break it, you know, up to the end, or when you join with the white part, down, then you turn over and you do the other one. Now for these two, it's more difficult because they're stuck inside. So the way to do it is to, again, I flip this and I fold this down. Or you can actually just flip completely and fold it down and make it easier. But every time you need to flip it back, and then you flip this one, fold this down, and put it back. So basically you need to have all this folded down, okay? And then you just have to open it. So what I do gently, I put my finger inside and the other one holding on the back, on the bottom, and I gently open it. Just create a shape. You make it like a base, is a bit more squarey. You can see getting square on the base. You go gentle, you don't need to rush. And you carry on with all sides to make sure they're all okay. With your fingers. And it's done. Now this is called star box. You can leave as it is. What I like to do sometimes, and then actually can become even like a vase. You can put flower, origami flower, or You can put chocolate, you can put, you know, even chocolate with shapes or Christmas chocolates. And I do like to have a more rounded, it will look more like a flower than a star, but just a different idea if you want to try. You leave it like this, or you can roll this with a pencil to have like a curve. Voila. Again, this is an extra idea I had than I do. It's not in the diagram or anything, but it just depends how you want to use this box. For sweets, then you can flat a bit down, but it stays a bit, it looks a bit more like petals this way. But or you keep it as straight, and that's the final one. If you have nice colors, I've got this white on the side, it's still nice, but I got the pattern inside. But yeah, you could do it with different type of paper, or even you can actually use white paper and then you draw on it. You can, you know, color in the paper and do whatever you like with it. So hope you like this one as